You might like to elevate your hips. You might like to have your legs folded or legs straight out in front, whatever is comfortable for you. Just letting your body fall heavy onto the earth. And connecting to nature and connecting to the afternoon energy. Just softening your eyes. Yoga is a connection to self and to all that exists, including every human being, every animal, and all the trees. And yoga connects the mind, the body, and the spirit. Going inward, tuning into your breath. Notice how your ribs expand when you inhale, and they contract when you exhale, just tuning into that breath. As you tune into your breath and into the space around you, bringing you back home to your soul and to inner peace and the feeling of bliss. Notice how the earth supports you and the vibrations that come up from the earth. Your energy and connection here today is a gift to yourself and a gift to each other in our community. Practicing self-care. Remember, as you move through the yoga exercises, your asana, to take care of yourself. And if there's anything that doesn't feel comfortable, you can always come and rest in savasana or into child's pose. Let's set a personal intention for our practice. We're going to be doing a lot of energetic practice and a lot of twists. The energy in the earth at the moment is moving around. We've been through a retrograde cycle of Mercury that finishes on Sunday, so we'll get new fresh energy. So let's rinse out the old energy and start to tune into what's going to come for us, which is going to be much more positive after the cycle. So maybe the intention can be something around purifying your body of all that's no longer needed, letting all the energy go and inviting the new energy in. And now coming to a position on the ground with your back on the ground and hugging your knees up to your chest. So as you inhale, taking the knees away from your chest, and as you exhale, squeezing the knees in close and exhaling all the energy. Taking a big breath in and a big breath out. Releasing all the energy that you don't need. Purifying your body. Moving your hips around in a circular motion. Just tuning into the ground and tuning into your breath. Lengthening out your breath. Starting to tune into a ujjayi breath. As you exhale, extending the exhalation, feeling the little vibration in the back of your throat as you exhale, and the sound of the ocean. Imagine holding a mirror up to your mouth, and as you breathe out, fogging the mirror. So it's the Ujjayi breath. Just tuning into that, lengthening through the breath, moving your body in a circular motion. And then coming back to a seated position. We'll begin our practice with an Om to set the energy in our space. You can join me if you wish, but you don't have to. You can take a big breath in and clear the energy. And another breath in with an Om. Om. Thank you for being here today, for all that you do for yourself and all that you do to support each other. Coming on to your all fours. Having your knees underneath your hips and your hands nice and open underneath your shoulders. Taking a big breath in as you raise your chest and raise your gaze. Moving the spine. And as you breathe out, bring your spine up towards the ceiling, arching your back, looking through your knees towards your feet. Just continue on for another 5 breaths. Just taking your time and letting your breath initiate the movement. Having a little bit of movement through each vertebrae. The spine needs to be strong, but it also needs to be able to move in lots of places. In yoga, we call that sthira and sukha. Strength, but flexible. From here, we're going to take our hands a little bit forward, and we're going to start off with some chest opening. As we inhale, we're going to lift our left hand up towards the sky. Take our gaze with the hand, and exhale, bringing that hand underneath the right arm, threading it through and hovering. And take a big inhalation, coming all the way back up. Just really stretching through the shoulders and through the chest, and exhale, bringing it down. And we'll take one more all the way up as you inhale, and then exhale, bringing that hand underneath the right hand and taking your right hand forward, coming down onto your shoulder and bring your ear down towards the mat. We're going to stay here for 5 breaths as we notice a stretch through the scapula on the left side, stretching out through our shoulders. Thinking about the Ujjayi breath, so extending the exhalation. And one more breath here. And then inhale and bring the left hand back up onto the mat and slide the right hand back underneath your shoulders. I'm going to move to the other side now. So this time we're going to lift up through the right hand. Let the gaze follow the hand all the way up to the ceiling. And exhale, threading the right hand underneath the left and hovering. So inhale all the way up. And exhale all the way through. And back up again. Really opening through the chest. Exhale on the way down and stretching that hand through. And on our third one, we're going to go all the way up. Big inhalation, big stretch up towards the ceiling. And then take the right hand underneath the left and bring our shoulder and ear down towards the mat, walking the left hand forward. We're going to stay here for 5 breaths. And noticing that stretch through the scapula on the right side.
Taking one more breath here. And on the next inhalation, bringing the right hand back up onto the mat and sliding the left hand back. From here, we're going to go into child's pose. So taking your knees nice and wide, bringing your buttocks down to your heels and walking the hands forward, tuning into the energy, and just notice the body, notice how it's feeling. Having a nice stretch through the lower back and through the shoulders, taking 5 breaths, coming back to the theme of your practice. Allowing us to purify our body by releasing all the energy that we no longer need, getting ourselves ready for the new energy as it comes in after the mercury retrograde on Sunday. Taking one more breath and then coming up onto all fours. From here, we're going to lift up our left leg and pointing the toe down towards the mat, moving our leg in a circle, strengthening through the hip area. This is called chaturanga. So lifting the leg and breathing as you lift it. And then taking it back the other way. Then having the left leg pointing straight out, lifting through the right hand, lift and extend. Just going to stay here for 5 breaths. Really stretching through the spine, lengthening your spine, gaze towards the top of the mat. Squeezing through the buttocks, taking 2 more breaths here. And then releasing the hand and the knee back to the mat. Just moving your hips in a circular motion, just relaxing the energy through there. And then we're going to go to the other side. So as we inhale, we're going to lift through the right leg. Lift and extend with the toes pointing down towards the mat. Moving the right foot in a circular direction. Keeping your body nice and still. Taking deep breaths. And then moving it in the opposite direction. Keeping it nice and strong through the buttocks. And then on the next inhalation, we're going to lift and extend the left arm. So extending through the spine and through the left hand and the right foot. Staying here for 5 breaths. Keeping the body nice and still. Imagine you've got a bowl of water on your back that you don't want to spill. So working on our core and our stability. Taking 2 more breaths here. And then returning the left hand and the right knee to earth. From here, we're going to tuck our toes under and take our hips up into our first downward dog. Just walking our heels down towards the mat, stretching out through the back of our legs and our lower back and our shoulders. I take 3 more breaths here, just really coming home to this position. Just tuning into your breath and your energy. Then we're going to lift the left leg up into a 3-legged dog. And bend through the knee, take the left foot to the right side, stretching up through the front of the leg. And staying here for 3 breaths. And then we're going to return that foot to the ground, but we're going to bring it up towards the left hand into a lizard pose and drop the right knee down to the mat. So opening up through the hip on the left side, moving that in a circular direction. Just tuning into how your body's feeling. And then we're going to take that left foot back next to the right. And we're going to go back up into a downward dog. Taking 3 breaths here, just stretching back out through the legs. And then on next inhalation, lifting the right foot up into 3-legged dog. And then bending the right knee and bringing the foot across to the left side. So you feel a nice stretch through the front of your body and along the thigh on the right side. Taking 3 more breaths here. Then we're going to step forward with the right foot and land it next to the right hand into the lizard on the other side. And you can drop that left knee towards the mat, moving that in a circular position. So there's not much weight on the knee. It's all about stretching and opening the hip area. And then bringing that right foot back and placing your knees back together on the mat. From here, we're going to bring our body up into a standing position, and we're going to do some sun salutes. So bringing your body forward towards the front of the mat. We're going to do 5 rounds of the sun salute, so quite a lot of energy, so warming ourselves up. So you can come with me or you can go at your own pace. So to begin, inhale and out. Lift our gaze. Exhale, we're going to fold forward. And then inhale, lift through the spine, lengthen the spines. And then exhale, stepping back, either into a high plank or bring your knees down to low plank. And we're going to slowly lower our body to the mat. Inhale, lift through the chest, up into a cobra, upward dog, and then tucking our toes under into downward dog. Staying here for a breath, and then raising your gaze towards your hands and stepping forward into Paschimottanasana. Inhale, lift and lengthen the spine. Exhale, bring your chest towards your body. And then inhale, come all the way back up. And hands back to Anjali Mudra. Okay, let's go. We've got 4 more rounds to do. Getting our energy up. Lots of nice movement in our body. Exhale, folding forward. Inhale, lift and lengthen. And then exhale, stepping back into high plank. And then slowly lowering the body down as you exhale. Inhale, lift up into upward dog. Tucking the toes under, and then exhale to downward dog. Staying here for a breath. Raising the gaze and step or jump forward into Uttanasana. Inhale, lift and lengthen the spine, and exhale, bring your chest towards your legs. And then inhale, come all the way back up to mountain pose and back to Anjali Mudra. Let's continue on. Just going with the flow, listening to your body. And continue on with the last couple of rounds.
And continuing on, when you finish your 5 rounds, just coming back to standing into Anjali Mudra. Taking your time, there's no rush. Tuning back into your breath. Good. Okay, from here we're going to move into our warrior sequence. So we're going to turn our left foot out to the side and step forward with the right foot, having our hips and our shoulders square, facing forward to the front of the mat. We're going to inhale, we're going to lift our arms and bend our front knee. So bending the right knee, raising the gaze, taking 3 breaths here, noticing the stretch through the hip on the left side. And then taking the right hand forward and the left hand back into warrior 2, lengthening out through the arms. And then take the left hand back to the left leg and the right hand up to the sky, taking your gaze with the right hand. You're going to stay here for 3 breaths, nice and solid through the feet and the legs. And then bringing the right hand down to the mat. And the left hand, so framing the right foot with your left and the right hand. Taking the right hand onto the ankle of the foot and the left hand, bring it all the way up to the sky. Following your gaze up with the left hand into triangle pose. Noticing the stretch through the front of the right leg on this one. Just going to stay here for 2 more breaths. Really stretching and lengthening through that right leg so it's in a straighter position now. And then bring the left hand down to the mat and take the right hand to the sky and take your gaze with the right hand into a twisted triangle. Be here for 3 breaths and noticing that twist through the right side of your body and through the right glute area. And then coming back up into a standing position, bringing your hands to Anjali Mudra. We're going to bend through that front knee and we're going to twist to the right, putting our left elbow on the outside of the right foot, of the right knee. So coming into the twist, I'm going to stay here for 3 breaths, just trying to keep it nice and solid, nice and steady. And then release, coming back up to standing position. Bring your feet together, give them a little shake, and we'll go through the sequence on the other side. So this time you've got your right foot turned out slightly and stepping forward comfortably with the left foot, the hips and the shoulders facing nice and square to the top of the mat. We're going to inhale, lift up our arms and bending our left knee. So the knee is over the ankle. Take our gaze up towards the ceiling and staying here for 3 breaths. Really lift and lengthen and notice the stretch through the right hip. And this time we're going to take the left hand forward and the right hand back and just bending that front knee a little more, stretching and lengthening through both hands, feeling that stretch across the back and through the chest. And then we're going to inhale, lift the left hand to the sky and the right hand to the back of the right leg. Take your gaze up to the left hand, up to the ceiling. Staying here for 2 breaths. And then bringing both hands back down to the mat. And we're going to place the left hand just on the outside of the left foot and take the right hand up to the sky into triangle pose. If you have a block, you could put that underneath your left hand just to lift your body up a little. Staying here for 3 more breaths and noticing the stretch
through the back of the left leg that's elongated now. And then bringing that right hand back to earth, placing it next to the left foot, and then take the left hand to the sky. Take your gaze with the left hand and notice the stretch through the back of the left leg this time. It's a nice twist there through the left side and through the left buttocks. Taking 2 more breaths here. Then bringing that left hand back down to earth and then coming back to a standing position to Anjali Mudra. Then we're going to bend our left knee and twist our body round so that our right elbow is on the outside of the left knee this time. Steadying through your feet. Keeping your body nice and steady. Taking 3 deep breaths here. And last breath. And then coming up. Back to center and up to a standing position. Give your legs and your arms a little shake. And we're going to go into a wide-legged forward bend. So taking your feet out quite wide, lengthways on the mat. We're going to inhale, lift our arms up. And then we're going to exhale and going to bring our hands down to the mat. You can take your legs a little wider if you wish. Take the crown of our head so it's pointing down towards the mat. We're going to stay here for 5 breaths and just notice that stretch through the back of the legs and through the lower back. Taking a big breath in and then exhale long and deep. Just letting go of any of that energy that no longer serves us. And from here, we're going to take our left hand to our right foot or right ankle. And we're going to take the right hand up to the sky, twisting towards the right side of the body, taking the gaze up towards the right hand. We'll stay here for 2 more breaths. Noticing that twist and stretch through the buttock on the right side. And then bring the hand back down to the mat. Taking the right hand to the left ankle and the left hand up to the sky, taking your gaze up to the left. And we'll stay here for 2 more breaths. And then bringing both hands back down to the mat, lifting the chest and then coming up, back up to standing position and hands back to Anjali Mudra. You can walk your feet back together and give your legs a little shake. It's quite a lot of twisting and stretching there. We're going to come down to the mat now, so you can just come straight down, or you can go into a little sun salute, little mini sun salute. So inhaling, lifting and lengthening. Exhale, folding forward. Lift and lengthen, and then step back into a high plank. And then upward dog, downward dog, and then come to seated position. From here, we're going to go into Paschimottanasana, so it's a seated forward fold. Nice. So inhale, lift and lengthen through the spine, and exhaling, folding forward, bringing your hands down to your toes or your ankles or your shins, wherever works for you. We're going to stay here for 5 breaths. On each exhalation, just bring your body a little closer to your legs. Noticing the stretch through the back of your legs, through your lower back and through your shoulders. Tuning back into your breath. Notice the energy of the earth supporting underneath your buttocks and your legs and your calves and your feet. And we're going to release our hands
and come back up into
raising our hands, lifting and lengthening the spine. Then we're going to take our left hand to the outside of our right foot or our right ankle, and our right hand is going to go behind, keeping the gaze at your toes, stretching, noticing that twist and stretch through the lower back, but also through the back of the right leg. Staying here for 2 more breaths. And then release, lift and lengthen the spine. And taking the right hand to the outside of the left foot and the left hand back. Staying here for 2 more breaths. And again, noticing that stretch down the back of the left leg and through the left side of the lower back. And then inhale, lift. And then come back to Anjali Mudra. From here, we're going to go into a position where we're lying on our back with our legs in a butterfly position. So our soles of our feet are going to be together. And we're going to lower our spine to the mat, taking our knees out wide and bringing our hands overhead. As we inhale, stretching through our hands. And as we exhale, we're going to bring our hands up by our side and bring our knees together. And then inhale, lift the hands and stretch them overhead, bringing the knees out to the side and bring your feet a little closer towards your buttocks. Just continue on with this one. So exhale as you bring your hands down and bring your knees together. And inhale, taking them out wide and bring the hands back over the top. Let's continue on here for 5 more breaths. Noticing as you inhale and stretch the bottom and opening through the legs. Notice the stretch through the groin and through the spine and the shoulders and through the abdomen area. And we'll do 1 more cycle. Bring your knees together and your feet flat on the floor. Taking your heels towards your buttocks, hands face down on the mat. We're going to inhale and lift our hips up into a bridge pose. You can leave the hands where they are, or you can take them underneath your body into a clasp position and then walk your shoulders a little bit together. Really lifting up through the hips, squeezing the buttocks and bringing the chin to your chest. You're going to stay here for 5 breaths. Really lifting and lengthening, squeezing the butt. And then on the next exhalation, slowly lowering your spine down to the mat, releasing your hands and hugging up your knees to your chest. Rinsing out the spine through all the twisting that we've done. And then drawing the knees towards the chest as you exhale, and inhale as you move your knees away from the chest. Just continuing on, rinsing out for 5 breaths. Tuning back into your breath, extending your exhalation, bringing in your Ujjayi breath. From here, we're going to go into an inversion, lifting your feet up the wall or up chair, or you can go into a supported shoulder stand. So choose whichever one you wish to do. And go into that position, and we're going to stay there for 10 breaths. So if you have your feet up the wall or even a supported shoulder stand, giving the feet a little bit of movement, moving through ankles, giving the legs a little shake so they feel nice and light. If you're in a supported shoulder stand, having your hands supporting your hips like you're holding a bowl of fruit. You might like to bring your elbows in a little closer. Taking the feet out nice and wide. And then bringing the soles of your feet together. So you've got a butterfly inversion. And continuing on with a nice long deep breathing. If you're in a supported shoulder stand, you might like to take your feet over your head and bring the toes down towards the mat behind you. And then slowly lowering your spine down towards the mat, coming into Savasana.
Getting yourself nice and comfortable. You may have an eye pillow, you might have support that you can put underneath your knees to support your lower back. Yeah, covering up, making yourself nice and warm. Taking 3 deep releasing breaths, relaxing your body. Be aware of the sounds in the distance. Moving your awareness from sound to sound without attempting to identify the sound. Be aware of your physical body lying in Savasana, the alignment of your body, your chin lower than your forehead, your spine aligned, your arms close to the body, fingers away from the floor, as comfortable as possible. Become aware of your natural breath and keeping it spontaneous. Repeating your intention 3 times with feeling. Rotating your consciousness around your body, your right hand thumb, forefinger, middle finger, ring finger, little finger, palm, back of your hand, wrist, forearm, elbow, upper arm, shoulder, armpit, right side trunk, hip, thigh, knee, lower leg, ankle, heel, top of your foot, toes, first, second, third, fourth, fifth. Check your awareness that you're still awake and move your attention to the left hand thumb, forefinger, middle finger, ring finger, little finger, palm, back of your hand, wrist, forearm, elbow, upper arm, shoulder, armpit, left side trunk, hip, thigh, knee, lower leg, ankle, heel, top of your foot, bottom of your foot, toes, first, second, third, fourth, fifth. Check your awareness that you're still awake and move your attention to the back of your body, your heels, back of your legs, buttocks, back, shoulder, arms, hands, whole spine, neck, back of your head, crown of your head, forehead, right temple, left temple, right eyebrow, left eyebrow, eyebrow center, right eye, left eye, right ear, left ear, right cheek, left cheek, right nostril, left nostril, lips, chin, throat, chest, 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 abdomen, 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 pelvis, pelvis, pelvis. Become aware of your breath, counting back from 17 to 0. Noticing your awareness, checking that you're not asleep. Awaken the feeling of warmth. The whole body is warm. Your arms are warm. Your legs are warm. Your whole body is warm. Now awaken the feeling of coolness. Imagine the whole body is cool. Your legs are cool. Your arms are cool. Bring your awareness to the front of your closed eyes and imagine the following objects as they are named: a setting sun, a red rose, a beautiful garden, clear blue sky, a rainbow, a setting sun, the glow of a candle, the sound of the ocean, the smell of rain, an eagle. Now is the time in your practice to repeat your intention 3 times. Bring your awareness back to your breath, feeling your body resting in Savasana, aware of the room that you're in and the surrounding floor, ceiling, windows, the sounds inside the room and the sounds outside the room. Recall the time of day and know that the practice of Yoga Nidra is coming to an end. I will chime the singing bowls once. The practice of Yoga Nidra is now complete. Bring your arms overhead, stretching out through your legs and your arms. Slowly rolling to one side, taking a few breaths, letting your eye pillow slide to the floor. You can stay there if you wish and continue to relax, or you can come up to a seated position, relaxing your eyes. Each time you practice yoga, it's an opportunity to observe yourself without judgment. Thank you for being here today, connecting to your inner self through the long, slow breathing during the yoga exercises, the asana, and through your yoga meditation. Notice the energy that you have now, connected to the heart. And as you connect to your heart, try to bring in the beautiful heart chakra color of pink. Try to expand that energy in that pink all around yourself, and then all around each of us in our yoga community, and then expanding it out bigger through our city, covering our city in the beautiful pink light and energy. Expanding that further all around the world and to all beings around the world, helping to raise the vibration of the energy. Let's close the practice with an Om. You can join me if you wish, but you don't have to. Taking the hands to Anjali Mudra, taking a big breath in and a long breath out, releasing what we don't need. Another deep breath in. Om. Bring the hands to the forehead for kind thoughts, and to our lips for kind words, and to our heart for a kind heart. Namaste. Nice. Well done, ladies. How's everyone feeling?
They're good, thank you. Thanks very much, Jenny. It was lovely.